Just Married, released in 2003, ran 1 hour 34 minutes. The music playing is fun, but Ashton and Brittany being super unhappy is not cool. And him enjoying her getting coffee spilled on her, leading to her throwing gum in his hair, I don't know, to me, it kind of sucks. This isn't how I'd imagine folks who have just been married should be acting. He pretends he might hit her with his car, but she isn't buying it and he ends up giving her a ride. We see she comes from money when he takes her home. Is Ashton poor? I'm so lost. Brittany's name is Sarah. Her sister tells her they'll get this mess cleaned up. I have found none of this funny. Ashton's name is Tom. His answering machine is what told me his name. Tom says he had the perfect relationship, ruined by marriage. That line leads to a flashback of the two meeting. Tom hit Sarah in the face with a football at a bar. After that, we hear the Smallville theme song playing, which was kind of nice. It turns out Sarah and Tom had spoken before when she called into the radio station he works at. She is one of the haves because her dad owns a sports team. Sarah's dog continuously barking at Tom was the first thing that had made me laugh. I'm not a fan of Tom's monologue about are people meant to be together and blah blah blah. He is blaming his bad marriage on his bad proposal. Tom calls Sarah's dog a pig with hair since it was always grunting. The dog died jumping out of a window trying to get a ball Tom threw. And now he is lying to Sarah about how the dog died. She can tell that he is lying. I really don't like these two people. And I did like the dog, so I do not have high hopes now that it is gone. Sarah's family was shocked by the news of the engagement that started at the dog's burial ground. Yeah, that was pretty ridiculous. Tom is so awkward meeting the family, but even while meeting the family, Sarah's dad has a guy named Peter who it seems he wants her to be with. The family plays flag football only for one of the players to tackle Tom. Again, it's not funny, and I'm just not into the goings on. We then see Sarah and her mom talking, and they are also not funny. Dang, I missed that dog. He was the only humorous part of this. Oh, so much not funny. Tom is staying over at Sarah's family's house, and he sneaks into her room. It's just dumb and pointless. Hey, the stupid hide the guy BS because the dad came into the room. It's so played out. Tom coughs and then says goodnight, sir, to the dad as he is leaving. I didn't laugh, but I smiled, so I guess that's something. At the wedding, Tom's best man says Sarah wouldn't do this if she knew that Tom got her dog killed. Kyle is the worst best man ever. He talks about all the girls he could have had and is making such a big deal about this Peter friend or family friend. I'm not. Sarah admits to her sister that she had slept with Peter. This movie is not entertaining me. I hate that we start with them at odds. How can I get behind anything, the relationship, the wedding, whatever, when I know that they're going to be fighting so much? Well, the wedding was nothing. Basically, they smile at each other and then cut to the honeymoon suite. Sarah cries because they are too tired. Luann crying from King of the Hill. Yep, that's certainly Brittany Murphy. I'm not a fan of this concept of taking Luann, a side character from King of the Hill, who I do enjoy, and putting her front and center. And it actually hit me that that's my problem with both of these characters. Both Brittany Murphy and Ashton Kutcher's characters are basically Luann from King of the Hill and Kelso from That 70s Show, because Tom is dumb like Kelso and a liar like Kelso, and Sarah is, emotional and always flying off the handle, kind of like Luann. And I much prefer both actors portraying the characters as lessers and not the primaries, because I do like That 70s Show and King of the Hill and the characters within it. I just don't want these actors playing those characters in the central story. Sarah and Tom attempt to go to the Mile High Club, but a kid is in one of the bathrooms, and a guy who had Mexican blew up the other one. Again, more not funny and very uncomfortable humor, if you can call it that. They end up going into the bathroom where the man who had Mexican food made the bathroom unbearable. Tom gets his foot stuck in the toilet. It's not good. As a matter of fact, I may very well hate this thing. They both end up falling out of the bathroom and landing on the floor, knocking over a flight attendant. But again, it's a struggle for me to even call it humor. It's just awkwardness. Tom says he has had Tonka trucks bigger than the compact car that they got from the airport. Sarah is making fun of him, but Tom says that if you push the pedal any harder, they'd be moving this car like the Flintstones, because that's how not quality the car is. The place they're staying at looks like a castle. At the castle, Peter has left Sarah and Tom alcohol with a note saying, "Love, Peter." Tom is for sure not cool with this. Turns out the only TV in the castle is in the bar. Bellhop Kid is very into Sarah. Oh my goodness, I hate the stupid different electrical plug humor, if you will, because it's never funny. It's like, people know that this is the way things are, and if you don't, it's not haha. It's like, okay, it's easy to understand that in America the plug looks like one thing, and out of America it looks different. So I've just never thought this was a great go-to bit that seems to pop up far too often. Thank you for being here at Mr. Super Oz. This video is going out, and this channel only exists because I, Oz, founded Gamble Comics, which first release was Everlasting Survivors, a 68-page graphic novel called All Day Long, available now. Follow the link in the description that will take you to gamblecomics.com. While there, you can get hats, shirts, posters, much, much more, but most importantly, the story itself. Coming soon from Gamble Comics, BC Brute. The owner of the hotel castle kicks them out, telling Tom he knows that he'd be able to sleep in a pigsty because the Americans, they're pigs. Ha ha. Once they get into the Matchbox car that they got from the airport, basically, it starts to snow and they get stuck. Again, not funny, just, I don't know. It's going to be a struggle to get through these notes, I'll tell you that. Sarah says, great, we can freeze to death. Okay, that popped me. I don't enjoy the couple arguing over everything, including Peter, when Tom accidentally breaks the steering wheel off the tiny car. What else will go wrong? The next morning, they enjoy the view, and Tom throws a snowball at an old lady who then backs up and knocks the BS tiny car off of a cliff. Tom and Sarah are in a tow truck, and everything is just so terrible. I figured out the issue. If only we had a Bobby Hill or a Red Foreman, somebody to take the focus off of these two negative and unfunny characters going through so much BS. If only we had the break from them, I think that I might have a better view of the film overall, because again, Kelso and Luann weren't the primary focuses of their show. Tom and Sarah break a wall, falling into the bed of this new place where they're staying. After a sheet is put up, a big bug crawls on Tom, so Sarah gets money from her dad. Sarah's pops wants Tom to give him his money back as soon as his radio job works out. Totally wish this was done. Great, another day, just what I didn't want. I can relate to Tom's frustration, and Sarah is so very in love with this place where they're now at. This is where Tom has lost me. He wants to watch the Dodgers at a bar rather than go with Sarah to look at classic art. Oh, of course, Daddy's pick, Peter, is here. This is not going to go well. Peter offers to take Sarah and Tom to dinner. She lies about where Tom is, but she's not good at this. Peter is definitely going to be a problem. We need to talk is never good, and when Sarah says it to Tom, he thinks that she has figured out how he, well, I won't say killed her dog, but how her dog actually died. But she didn't. What she wanted to talk to Tom about was about her. And when Tom realizes this, he backpedals and changes his tune. And she's like, oh, you want a marriage built on trust and honesty? Tell me what you were going to say. And then they have another fight. Sarah tells Tom she slept with Peter and how it was right after she had met Tom. Sarah attempts to blame her upbringing on her bad decision making. Tom says, yeah, you had it so bad, before they both go their separate ways. No surprise, Peter goes to exactly where Sarah is, and Tom meets a girl in that American-themed bar. I'm not sure I've ever enjoyed anything Brittany Murphy has starred in. I've enjoyed plenty of things that she's had a role in, like King of the Hill and Sin City. But anytime she's the primary character, I'm not really into it. The actor playing Peter is believable as the selfish character that he's portraying. I mean, no knock, I don't know that he is a selfish person, but he's good at portraying it. Tom sneaking out of the American-themed bar when a chick that he had been flirting with wants to get it on. Why did he think he needed to go out the bathroom window? Is this nothing but cliches? Like, he could have just said no and walked out the door and been a regular, real human. Sarah and Peter are hanging. She gets very drunk. Tom went back to the bar, and Wendy, the girl who wanted to go all the way, still wants to hook up. This is so irritating. I almost think Wendy is a plant from Peter to break up Tom and Sarah, but also maybe not. Wendy says, ooh, when Tom tells her that he's on his honeymoon, so that means Peter was not behind this, but then Tom sees Peter kiss Sarah, and Sarah threw something at Tom, and he says, my skull is on fire. Okay, that was a good line. Peter showed up, and Tom says, welcome to the honeymoon from hell. So the lines are picking up toward the end, that's for sure. Peter says, I trained with a karate grandmaster. I hope he trained you how to get a fire poker out of your behind. Tom and Sarah both get locked up abroad. While they are in lockup, Tom says maybe everyone was right that they shouldn't have gotten married. We then arrive at the flight that started it all, the flight that had the fight with the gum and in the hair and all that. Was all that Tom telling the story on the radio? Because if so, not in love with the structure that they decided to use. Tom goes to talk with his dad. Why is this the first time we're hearing from Tom's father? I mean, that seems out of place. I only say that because we were seeing Sarah's father and heard from him multiple times. Tom goes to win back Sarah. He really should not have brought Kyle along, because that guy he makes bad decisions. I like this version of Tom. If Tom had always been this passionate, I wouldn't have disliked him so much. His speech this speech from Tom is the way that the movie should have started, then perhaps I would have had hope and not been so down on all the negativity, because I would have known that we would have ended on a high note. But that isn't how it went, and so this clearly is a fail of a film, a 1 out of 5 stars. If only it had been structured better, maybe it could have been fine or good, but it is such a fail because of the way that they told the story. Brittany finally had a good line. I miss doing time in prison with you. Good job ending strong, but I know it could have been better if it had been planned out better, or possibly even edited better.